Hello everyone, today we will learn how to create Microsoft To-Do task for new task in Asana project. Now Asana and Microsoft To-Do both are project management and project planning softwares. But if you use both of them for different departments or to analyze or keep the record of different works, so you might want that every time you create a new task in Asana, you want the same task to be created in your Microsoft To-Do as well. But then both of these applications do not have a direct connection between them. Then you might have to do the task of creating a task in Microsoft To-Do or Asana manually every time. It is a very time taking and tedious task. But let me tell you, we can actually automate this whole process with the help of Pabbly Connect. We will create such an integration where our trigger will be creating a task in Asana and our action will be creating a task in Microsoft To-Do. Let us learn how to do it.
Let us learn how to create Microsoft To-Do task whenever a new task is added in your Asana. So Asana is a project management software. Here you can keep a track of all the projects, all the assignments that you have to do, you have already done, or the tasks that are in progress. But if you use two different applications for two different departments or two different groups of people working together in one company, then you might need the updating of every task that you create in Asana has to be updated in your Microsoft To Do as well. As you can see, there is this. So we are also going to create the same automation using Pabbly. As you can see, this is the landing page of Pabbly and there are two options on the right hand side for you, sign up for free and sign in. If you don't have an existing account, you have to click on sign up for free, and because I already have one, I will click on sign in. That will take me to the login page of Pabbly. By clicking on sign in with Google, I will be directly forwarded to this page where I can see all the applications provided by Pabbly. Now, because we are going to integrate, or we can say we are going to connect two applications, so we will be using Pabbly Connect for this purpose. Click on access now. And then I will reach the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Here you will have the record of all the workflows you might have created earlier. And today we are going to create a workflow from scratch. So click on the big blue button on the right side of your page where it's written create workflow. Now give a name to your workflow. I'm going to name it create Microsoft To Do tasks for new tasks in Asana, and click on create. Now a blank workflow will be created for you. Here you will see two boxes. One has written trigger over it and the other has action. Now what is this trigger and action? Trigger is when this happens, which means you can consider trigger to be an event that will take place in your trigger application, whichever app you're going to choose over here. As soon as that trigger takes place or that event triggers the application, this workflow will proceed and the assigned action will be performed in the application that you're going to choose in this window called your action window. So our trigger application today will be Asana, because as soon as a new task will be created in Asana, the same task will be updated in our Microsoft To Do. So the trigger event is going to be new task in a project. You have to select a project and then a new task will be created in that project. That is going to be the trigger. So select the event. Now before you click on connect, make sure that you've opened both the accounts in a separate tab. Click on connect and then click on add new connection. Click on connect with Asana and then automatically your accounts will be connected. Here it shows connected now. Now comes the project name. It shows brand redesigning campaign, but you have to recheck that which project are you working upon. So we'll go back to Asana and check. The project name for us is work request. The brand designing campaign is this one. So we are going to choose our work request. Make sure you choose the correct project name. Now before you click on save and send test request, make sure that you go back to your Asana and create a task after clicking this button only. Let's click here and it will start waiting for a response. You go back to Asana, select your list and create a task. Announcement block. Click on the task and then add some assignee. Let's say I'm assigning it to Parker Devon. The due date is 3 days later and I will add some description to it like check for errors and also look for addition of new content. Okay, so this task has been created. All the important details have been added over here. So that's how we have created a new task. Now you go back to Pabbly Connect to check if there is a response. We can see a response over here. See, all the response has been recorded, all the details we entered over here. But because we entered it right away, Pabbly Connect captured it instantly. You can see on the trigger box, right top corner, instant is written over here, which means as soon as you click on plus, it starts capturing the response. And this work is done in an instant. So for that, we need that Pabbly Connect should take some time before you create the whole task, because that's how it won't be able to collect the data of this due date and the other details. Okay, so for that we are going to put delay over here. Delay is a feature by Pabbly Connect. It will make sure that Pabbly Connect waits for some time, whatever time you are going to enter over here. So you're going to delay for some minutes, if you say, because it takes minutes only to create a task in Asana, and the value, let's say we'll keep it 3 for like, it will be like 3 minutes. So whenever a new task is created in Asana, before Pabbly Connect captures the response of that newly created task, it will wait for 3 minutes, and after that only a task will be captured by Pabbly Connect. We click on save and send test request and see the status is success, and this feature has been applied on this workflow. Now, because we saw that there are some of the details that were not captured by Pabbly Connect properly, for that we are going to add another step of Asana only, and that is get details of an item. So let us enter the application as Asana, and we will choose the event to be get a task. Get a task, this one. So this is how, using this action event, you can get all the information related to any specific task. Click on connect, and you can select the existing connection, because in the same workflow you have just now connected your Asana and Pabbly Connect. Click on save, and it will be connected. Now you're supposed to enter the task ID. Task ID will be taken from Asana, not delay. This process will be done through mapping. What is mapping? Mapping is actually inserting data from the previous step. So before this step of getting a task, there were 2 steps, delay and the trigger, that was new task. So when the new task is created in a project, there are some of the details that were very important, and one of it was the task ID. So we are going to use this ID to get the data. So we will map that ID using task ID, and you will map this ID right away here. So now we will click on save and send test request, and you can see that the same ID is used and all the details have been captured that was not captured earlier while we were creating a new task in Asana. The assignee name, okay. Now the due date, we entered 3rd March. Then the other details like the name of the task is there, and the description was check for errors and look for addition of new content. So basically all the details that were important for our task have been captured now. Now it is safe for us to transfer this information to Microsoft To Do, because now the information that we have is complete. So we will first of all click on save. This is how you can save your content over here, save the workflow till now. Now we will add the next step of this workflow that is not going to be Microsoft To Do, but it is going to be another feature by Pabbly Connect itself, that is called date time formatter. Now you would ask that what is the need for formatting the date, but when you add Microsoft To Do in your action application, you might notice that when you add the due date of your task, it will ask the date in a different format. So in order to avoid the error in the workflow, we will format the date prior only. So format date only, connect, no separate connection process is required for datetime formatter, because it is already a feature built inside Pabbly. Now you will map the date that you got from get task, the date that you want to format. So you will write due over here. So this was the due date. Okay, the date was in this format, but we want it in a separate format. So the format right now is the year, month and date. This is the format the date is in right now. Now you want to change it to which format? You want to change it to this format. Click on save and send test request, and see the date has been formatted in this way. Now you click on save, And then you can add your next step, that is going to be your action application, your final destination of all this information, that is Microsoft To Do. You can choose the event as create a task, because that is the purpose of this whole workflow. Click on connect, add new connection, and connect with Microsoft To Do. It will just ask you to tick mark on all the permissions and click on accept. That's how you provide access to Pabbly Connect to your Microsoft To Do account. Click on accept and your accounts will be connected. And the accounts have been connected right now. To cross-check your date time formatter, you can come down over here to check that yes, this was the format that you wanted your date to be in. So now we will check about the task list. What is this task list? This is the list in your Microsoft account where you want to add your Asana task. So the name of our list is Asana task. Make sure you choose the correct name. Choose your list name over here. Otherwise, it might appear in a separate list that you are actually not working upon. Now the task title, you have to map this task title from get a task drop down menu and choose the name of the task. So the name of our task was review announcement blog. This was the name. Now same mapping process is going to be used by task note also. From the same drop down menu, you have to enter the description of your work. And then you can also add more details by typing /n. /n works in the same way when you press enter on your keyboard. So without pressing enter, just put /n and the next sentence will appear in the next line only. Now you can add the assignee name. So just type assignee over here, colon, and then map your assignee name. So this is the person whosoever this task is assigned to, and this is the content of the work. Now no category was there. You can set the priority by yourself. I am setting it to normal. The task is in progress because this was the name of the list we just made, and then the due date time. So you will map the due date from the date time formatter and not get task, because we have formatted the date in this format. Choose the result. And then you have to enter the due time zone. Now see, this is an important part because it differs person to person, whosoever is living in which time zone of the earth. We are right now here in India. So I'm going to enter over here, India Standard Time. This is going to be my time zone. Whichever place you are living, you are going to enter the time zone according to that. And if you couldn't find, or if you don't know about your time zone, you can find your time zone from the list time zone feature of the Microsoft To Do. Now no reminder date or reminder time zone was needed. Just click on save and send test request and wait for the response from Microsoft To Do. See, there is no error. It shows no error over here, and all the information has been captured and transferred successfully. You can see this is the name, review announcement blog, and here you can drag and see that yes, this was the content that we just entered. The date, the due date, the creation date, all the details have been added. Just click on save. This saves your workflow, and then we will go to our Microsoft To Do account and see that yes, a task has been created with the name that we just created using our Pabbly Connect workflow. Review announcement blog. If you open it, you can see that here are the details that we just added, and the due date is the same that we have formatted and entered right here. So which means that our workflow went successfully. So let's just do a quick recap of the whole workflow. How were we able to send the new task added in Asana to Microsoft To Do? First of all, we added a trigger application as Asana, and the event was a new task in the project. But it was not able to capture all the information because of the instant capturing. So we provided a delay by Pabbly, and we provided a delay for 3 minutes over here. Further, we applied the action application as Asana to get the information of the task we just created. We got the information with the action of get a task, and then we formatted the date with the help of the date time formatter feature by Pabbly. Next was the last step by Microsoft To Do. That was our destination of the information, and we created a task, entered the correct time zone and date, mapped the information, and clicked on save and send test request, and our task was created over here in Microsoft To Do. This was the whole workflow. I hope this helped.
Not just these applications, but you can integrate many other applications using Pabbly Connect. If you have any issue regarding Pabbly, you can email us at support@pabbly.com. You can ask your queries at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any doubts regarding our pricing, then you can connect us through this given website. If you found this video helpful in any way, then make sure to share this with your friends and colleagues to make their life easier by creating automations. We will meet in the next video. Till then, do not forget to like our video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.